Hello everyone and welcome to the first episode of Scientific Paper Analysis series, where I aim to demystify the breakthrough scientific research papers and make it accessible to everyone. Today I'm going to spot the light on a new pioneering paper that was just released yesterday, October 11, 2023, which is entitled InstructRetro, Instruction Training Post-Retrieval-Augmented Pretraining. And it's released by a team of researchers from NVIDIA and University of Illinois at Urbana-Champaign. This paper proposes the combination of retrieval systems in training language models, which is a new approach because usually retrieval systems, which we name them RAGs, are used at inference phase, so they contact agents or databases to get information and then augment the LLM with this information to provide more accurate information and less hallucination. But in this paper, the authors actually used retrieval systems just in the training pipeline, which is an innovative approach, and I'm going to present in this talk. So as I mentioned in this paper, the authors introduced a groundbreaking technique where they integrated retrieval systems after initially training base model and just before they proceed to supervised fine-tuning. In classical large language model, usually we build the base model, which is large language model for completion only, and then we use supervised fine-tuning. Like for example, using prompt completion or instructions. But in this paper, they integrated into the pipeline the idea of training on retrieval systems. And this innovative step aims to enhance the model's ability to pull relevant information during the training and not during the inference as in other systems. So here it was integrated during the training and making it more effective in responding to complex queries. So the novelty is that the RAG system are known to be used during inference, as already mentioned, after fetching relevant context from databases, but this paper integrates them into the training pipeline. So this is the novel architecture and the training pipeline for the InstructRetro 48B. So in the beginning, in stage 1, is just we are going to train a base large language model. So we can use decoder only transformers, and here we used 3 trillion of tokens. In this paper, they have used 1.1 trillion tokens to prepare a pre-trained GPT. GPT is not GPT 3 or 4, but it's a generative pre-trained transformer. It's based on the transformer architecture, like in the initial paper of transformers. And they provide like a classical pre-trained model. And then, instead of making the instruction fine-tuning as we used to do before, the stage 2 is going to use pre-training again. So it's like here, but on a smaller corpus with only 100 billion token, like in this paper. And the pre-trained model, which is Retro 48B, is going to also retrieve information from databases during the training. And this will augment its capabilities and skills later on in the inference to be able to respond to more complex queries. So this is basically the innovation. This is the new approach proposed in this paper. And finally, they will do supervised instruction tuning or fine-tuning, which is actually needed to improve the capability in responding to different type of questions and mastering different type of tasks. So here in this slide, it presents figure 4 of the paper, and it provides a schematic representation of the retro architecture, detailing its component and their interconnection to enhance the modeling. So starting with the input here, it is processed through multiple transformer attention layers, enabling the model to efficiently interpret contextual features of the data. And concurrently, we have here the retrieval database, which is utilized to fetch relevant neighbors or data snippets corresponding to the input. So afterwards, these retrieved neighbors are encoded by the retro encoder and translate them into the format suitable for further processing. And here we will have the encoded neighbors. So a very important component of the architecture is the interplay between the multi-head self-attention and also cross-attention, which is in this layer. So the multi-head self-attention is designed to focus on different segments of the input and ensure an accurate interpretation, while the cross-attention layer integrates the information from the encoded neighbors, enhancing the model understanding of the input. This combination facilitates a comprehensive interpretation of the data. So as we can see here in the cross-attention, it will combine information coming from the pre-trained model and also from the retrieved information. So this combination actually will result in enhanced understanding of the data context. So the subsequent operation, the add and the feed forward network, further refine the information. And the gate mechanism that we have here, it plays a crucial role in the system efficiency. So during the pre-training, the gate is on. It will be open here. So all this network will be trained, indicating that the retro encoder is active. However, during instruction fine-tuning and inference, when retrieved neighbors might not be present, the gate is switched off, effectively bypassing the retro encoder. And so finally, the retro decoder produces the model output utilizing both the processed input and also the inside of the encoded neighbors obtained from the retrieval database. So this slide actually in summary, it summarizes all the architecture from the input retrieval database until producing the output. So this is the general architecture, and the author have evaluated their approach in different use cases. They started by the zero-shot evaluation on 8 short-form question and answering data sets. And these are the different type of data sets that they have been using: social dialogues, long and detailed question and answer sessions, instructions generated by other language models, and some others. So in this particular paper, they have gathered 128,000 quality samples for instruction tuning. So here is the summary of the main results. So they compared against the GPT Instruct. So this is only with fine tuning. So there is an improvement of 7% on average for the short form question and answers, and an impressive 10% improvement for the long form question and answers. So this is when they use the retrieval systems in the pipeline, they will have 7% and 10% improvement as compared to traditional pipeline that doesn't use retrieval systems and only use base model plus instruction. And in comparison to other LLMs, they outperform models like GLAM 64B, and also they have comparable performance to the larger FLAN Lambda 13700 billion parameters. So this consistent improvement over all these different type of comparison is due to the pre-training using retrieval plus instruction tuning. So instruction only might not be as efficient as using retrieval during the pre-training pipeline. So the authors also evaluated the Perplexity and they tested different models. So first of all, they used the GPT foundation model without any fine-tuning, the base model, the GPT supervised trained model, and the retrofitting model, which use both retrieval and fine-tuning. So the results here, as we can see, the regular GPT shows only a small improvement in their perplexity. And of course, the lower the perplexity, the better the quality of the prediction is. However, the retro model, which uses the retrieval system, it showed a significant improvement and outperformed both GPT and GPT fitting. And they have also observed that the retro models even performed GPT models that are 4 times more settings and parameters bigger. So this is like having a student with fewer study materials, which is outperforming another student with 4 times more materials. So one common approach in fine-tuning is actually to freeze some of the parameters and train only a small number of parameters. And this was done in previous studies. In this current study, the author decided to unfroze the decoder, okay? So allow the adaptation based on new retrieval information to train also the decoder in addition to the encoder. And the benefit of the unfreezing is that it has a faster learning and improved performance. It leads and yields to better perplexity and enhanced even without heavy reliance on retro encoders. So the takeaway of this paper is that InstructRetro pioneer paper showcased enhanced capabilities, especially in long form question and answer when they have used retrieval-augmented pre-training. So this actually can open the horizon to new types of large language models with higher capabilities, less hallucination, and improved prediction. Thank you for watching and see you in the next paper analysis series.